Morning, everybody. It is 10:01 and 1 minute late. Good morning. Put your name in the chat box so I can give you a shout out. I've had a special request for a shout out to Salad today. Salad, I hope you're having a great day. It is the last lesson of the week and it is Thursday. Okay, let's have a look who we've got online today. So we've got Morning Sahar, Morning Dowd, Morning Elsie, morning Abu, morning Jagir, morning, who else we got? Abu again, because he just keeps going, hi, 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 hi. Morning Issa, morning Kaimani. Who else we got? Morning Khadija, morning Sahil. Hoping I've seen all of you or most of you by now, but if I haven't, I'll say hello anyway. Morning Lydia. Morning Sahar again. Okay. Morning, Issa. Okay, so today it's the last lesson of the week. Today's lesson is fairly complicated in the fact that I'm going to show you two ways of doing things. Morning, pizza. Issa, it was a joke. Obviously, you can smile. You're allowed to smile. Um, just not much. No, you're allowed to smile. Morning, Tabor. Morning, Zuleika. Morning, Abs. Right, today's going to be fairly complicated because I'm going to show you two different methods of doing something. Morning, Fies. I want to show you two different methods of doing something. Morning, Cheds. And today we're going to work on finding fractions of an amount. Now, I sent out, or I asked you, are the things that you aren't too sure on. And you've come back and you've told me quite a few things. But actually, I looked over the previous test scores and parts where you weren't 100% sure. So we are going to do finding fractions of an amount today. Okay. And then on Tuesday next week, we're going to do percentages of an amount. And then we'll go on to do some other things after that. Right. Fractions of an amount. I'm going to show you two separate ways. The first way is a way that you've probably never seen before, and the second way is a way that you've definitely seen before. Okay. Morning Noreen, morning Alina. So the first way is this. So 2/5 of 25 is our fraction of 25 that we're trying to find out. Now the first thing about this is that of in maths actually means multiplied by. So this actually means 2/5 multiplied by 25. Okay, morning Charlie. So 2/5 times 25. Now if I'm multiplying a fraction by an integer, what do I have to do to that integer to multiply this correctly? What do I have to do to the integer to multiply this correctly? So we've got 2/5 times 25. 25 is our integer. What do we need to do to that integer to make sure that I can complete this calculation correctly? No, I don't have to flip it. So we're not dividing. I'm definitely multiplying. Yes, Abs, well done. I have to make this integer into a fraction. And now a fraction, 25 as a fraction becomes 25 over 1. So any integer as a fraction becomes 25 over 1. Well done, Parisa. Well done, Tabor. Well done, Fies. Well done, Dowd. And well done, Abu. So now I've done this, this is much easier because you all know how to do multiplying fractions. So 5 times 1, which equals 5, and 2 times 25, which equals 50. So I multiply denominator by denominator and numerator by numerator. So far, so good. What does the bar mean in my fraction? What does the bar mean in my fraction? I've got 50 over 5. What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, it means 50 divided by 5. So I'm now, well done, Well, there's lots of people who have got Noreen, Parisa, I think Sahar was there, Alina, Zaleka. Yeah, so I'm going to rewrite the calculation, my fraction, as a calculation of 50 divided by 5. And 50 divided by 5 is 10. So 2/5 of 25 is 10. So I'm going to take you through those steps again slowly. So the first step is that of means multiply. So 2/5 of 25 means 2/5 times 25. But to make it easy for me to do the multiplication and do the next step, I need to turn my 25, my integer, into a fraction, which means it's 25 over 1. Every integer is over 1. Okay? Then we multiply denominator by denominator. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 25 is 50. Then we rewrite our fraction as a calculation, which is 50 divided by 5. And 50 divided by 5 equals 10. So 2 times 25, 2/5 of 25 equals 10. So I can see on the left-hand side, lots of you got that right. But I want to teach you this method because it's important that you know more than one way, because actually it might be that you find this way much easier. So we're going to go on to the next one. 1/3 of 69. So 1/3 of 69 is 1/3 times 69. Okay? 1/3 times 69. So to turn our 69 into a fraction, I'm going to write it as what? Isa, you just said you're bored, so you can tell me what I'm going to rewrite this fraction as, please. Let's get you involved, Isa. So lots of people are getting it right. Lots of people are getting it right. So Isa, watch, because actually I'm going to turn this fraction into 69 over 1. So an integer becomes 69 over 1. Any integer is over 1. Then I'm going to multiply denominator by denominator, which gives me 3, and numerator by numerator, which gives me 69. So I've now got 69 over 3. Chedza, what does the bar mean? How am I going to rewrite this calculation? How am I going to rewrite this calculation, Chedza? Well done, Kaimani Fies and Noreen and Elsie. Well done, Vinay. Morning, Vinay, as well. Yep, so I'm going to write it as 69 divided by 3. Okay, well, 69 divided by 3 is 23. Now, I could do that by putting that in a bus stop. Okay. Or I could partition 60 and partition 9 and divide 60 by 3, which would give me 20, and 9 by 3, which would give me 3, and then add them back together, so it would give me 23. Okay. Last one in this method. So 3/4 of 108. Kaimani, what does the of mean? What does the of mean? So 3/4 of 108. What does the of mean? Well done, Abdul. Well done, Noreen. Well done, Sahil. Well done, Chedza. Well done, Kaimani. Yeah, it means multiply. So I've got 3/4 multiplied by 108. Okay. Now I'm going to change my 108 into a fraction. So the first person is going to get the biggest shout out of the day. What's 108 as a fraction? Who's it going to be? I wish I had a drum roll. Sahil, you are the winner of that small portion of the day. 108 over 1 becomes our fraction. we multiply denominator by denominator, which gives us 4, and numerator by numerator. Well, 3 times 108 is 324. Okay. So now we've got to divide our 324 by 4. Okay. Now the easiest way to do this is for us to put the large number in a bus stop and the small number on the outside of the bus stop. And then we just complete it as normal. So 4 doesn't go into 3, but we carry it over. 4 goes into 32 using our times table. 4, 8, 12, 16, and carry on. And we know it goes in 8 times and leaves no remainder. And 4 goes into 4 once. Which means our answer is 81. Okay. Right. So we've got one method there, one method. And all we're doing is we are breaking it down into easy chunks where we multiply the fraction by another fraction and we divide the answer to get us our correct answer. So well done, Kaimani, Vinay, Hamza, morning Hamza, Ella, Elsie, Chedza, Starhill, and anybody else who got that? Right, I'm going to show you the second method. And this one you have definitely done. So I want you to stand up wherever you are now. Wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are. Well done, Tabor, Jagir, Khadija, Lydia, Abs. Forgetting that last one, right? I want you to stand up. And I want you to do the actions to this. So I'm going to try and do this so that you can see me. So you are going to divide by the bottom. And you point to your bottom. And times by the top. Okay, so divide by the bottom and times by the top. Okay. So what does that actually mean? So 3/8 of 40. Well, we're going to divide the integer by the denominator. So the integer is this one, and we're going to divide it by this one. Okay. So rewrite that calculation as 40 divided by 8. So we're using the operation of divide. Well done, Abs. If you're doing it, if you're doing divide by the bottom and times by the top, well done. Okay, so we're dividing 40 divided by 8, and that gives us 5. Now we're going to use the answer that we've just got of 5 in the next step. So we're going to multiply this 5 by our numerator, which is this one at the top there. Okay, so 5 times 3 gives us the answer of 15. So 3/8 of 40 is 15. Okay. Well done, Kaimani and Parisa and Jagir and Noreen and Vinay and Faiz and who else we got? Abs, Parisa, Lydia, Zuleika, Hamza. And Abdul and Charlie. Okay, so this one you've done before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 2 steps there and I want you to work this out in the same way I have the next one. So you're going to divide the denominator by the integer by the denominator. Then you are going to multiply that answer by the numerator. So I'm going to let you have a go at doing this one. I want to know what 5/12 of 72 are. Well done, Khadija, for showing you working out on the last one. And if you can, I'd like you to send me this on Dojo straight away, as quick as you can on Dojo, if you can send me this. Not the answer, I want to see the working out as well. And then we will check your answer together. Let's have a look. So I'm getting my phone. Who's going to be first through on Dojo? So show me you're working out. Well done, Sahil. Yeah, so we're going to go through it together. So the first step we're going to do, well done, Sahil, you were first again, is divide 72 by 12. Okay, so 72 divided by 12 gives us the answer of, someone write it for me. 72 divided by 12 gives me the answer of 6. Well done, Parisa. So it gives me the answer of 6. Then I'm going to take my 6 and I'm going to multiply it by my numerator. So 6 times 5. Well, 6 times 5, using my times tables, is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 6 times 5 is 30, which means 5/12 of 72 is 30. Well done, Zuleika, Kaimani, Hamza. Is that Sophia? I think. I'm not too sure. Well done, Khadija. Okay, last one. So we've got 3/9 of 117. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same. We are going to divide our numerator by our denominator. 117 divided by 9. Now this is a little bit more difficult because actually we can do this one of two ways. We can work out what our times table is for 12 times and then keep adding on 9 until we get to our answer. Or we can use our bus stop method and go, well, 9 doesn't go into 1, so we'll carry it over. 9 into 11 goes once, but it leaves us 2 left over. And 9 into 27 goes 3 times. So 117 divided by 9 is 13. Well done, Abra, for getting that right. Now, you could have done that by going, well, I know that 12 times is 108, and if I add 9 on, that's going to give me 117. You could have done 10 times and go, well, it's 90. It's not far off 90, so how much more would I need to add on? And this goes back to in school when I said it's really good to be able to estimate answers. So if I estimated it was 14, I wouldn't be miles out. I would be on 126, and I could then take 9 off to see if I was closer to it. Okay? So the answer is 13, but I'm going to take this 13 and I'm going to multiply it by my numerator. So my numerator at the top is 3. 3. So 13 times 3, we can partition, and we can work it out that way. Or we can do our 13 times table by adding, and then adding again, then adding again. But in this case, I'm just going to partition it. So I'm going to go, well, 3 times 10, because I've got 1 tens, is 30. And 3 times 9, 3 times 3 is 9. So 30 plus 9 equals 39. So 3/9 of 117 equals 39. Now, I'm going to leave it to you today to decide which method you want to do. Now, if you find this method super easy and you think, well, actually, already know this method, then possibly you could teach yourself the other skill of being able to do it. And what that will do is that will challenge you to do something differently, okay? Now, if you're quite comfortable and you think, actually, I'm just quite happy consolidating this and making sure that I'm 100% sure of how to do this so that if it ever comes up, I can do this super quick, then do this because I'm quite happy for you to do either. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the next slide on, which is your chili slide, and I want you to choose 2 of each as usual and challenge yourself to do them. Now, I want you, when you do this, to show the working out, okay? So when you're doing all 6 of the ones you've got to do, I want you to show the working out, just like I am. So you're going to divide the integer by denominator and multiply it by the numerator, just like on the screen right now, okay? So here are your chilies. I'm going to go off for a couple of minutes so that you can write them all down, and then I will come back and I will give you your final challenge, okay? Okay, hopefully you've managed to write them all down. If you haven't managed to write them all down, that's absolutely fine. This will go back online later today, and you can have a look back over it and you can work out exactly what you've missed out. Again, I'd really like you to look over it and double check that you understand both methods, because you may be asked later to do in high school to do one or two of the methods. Okay. The last slide is, and the last thing that you're going to have to do today are these two questions. Um, you're going to have to write them down, and I will leave this on for a little while, and I'm going to leave two. I will draw, because you've all worked super hard this week, I'm going to draw a name out of the hat live on Tuesday of who wins the prize and who wins the certificate for Learner of the Week, because it's so difficult with everything that's coming in to decide. You've all been amazing. So I really want to thank you again for taking part. And I know it's hard to stay motivated, but let's keep going, because actually, we never know. We could be back in 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. We could be back just before the end of school. 100% you are going to come back to this school, our school, and you are going to make sure that you get your year 6 leavers and everything else. Okay, we will make sure that happens. Okay, so Tuesday we will be doing another activity. Whoever McMisty is, can you please not use that language? Thank you. um so we will be doing another activity on Tuesday. I will be 100% pulling your name out of a hat, not your name specifically, someone's name out of a hat to win the prize for Learner of the Week. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. See you soon.